Once again, Assalamu alaikum, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, from wherever you're watching us. I'm glad that the chat room is full of your responses and your introduction. I would like to read a few of them before I introduce our today's first presenter. Let's meet each other. Let's see who the participants are. We have Ms. Salma Kashmiri with us, Sidratul Muntaha, Umrani Noor, Ms. Shazia, she is the academic coordinator. And we have Ms. Nabiha, Mr. Saber Nisar, Walaikum Salam, Mr. Saber. Ms. Iram Batul is from Karachi, and Ms. Mariam Khan, Ms. Kavita. Ms. Kavita is a lifelong learner. Lalib Mehman is with us. Then we have Mr. Abdul Rahman, Ms. Farhana Faisal, Mr. Saber Nisar is the principal of the Educators Rohri campus. Ms. Munazza Zahid, Ms. Faratulan, Hina Wasef, Fatma Moghni. We have Lala with us, and she's from Azerbaijan. And Lala had been a very regular attendee. I'm very glad to see you on everyday basis very regularly. We have Nur Muhammad Umrani, Hira Asif is with us, Ms. Itrat Rana, and so on and so forth. I'm really excited to read the chat room and to know that people have joined us from different parts of the world, and it's your commitment for learning that enabled you to sit in front of the screens and to spare your pretty good time to attend this session. Ms. Shaista, would you please stop sharing for a while so that I may introduce you first, and I show your introductory slide, and then we are good to go with your presentation. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, our today's speaker, the first speaker is a charismatic lady whom you can see on the screen. This is Ms. Shaista Shahid, who has joined us today. She is the managing director at S.M.I.L.E. Now, what is S.M.I.L.E. all about? I would request her to share at her own. She is a Cambridge certified teacher trainer. We have done the certification together. Ms. Shaista had been my classmate and course mate, and she is an academic researcher. Ms. Shaista is a soul of gold, and what I know about her is like she always aims to help the people to facilitate the world around. I mean, she tries to facilitate people around the globe, and this is what she had been doing for quite long. A very competent, accomplished, and caring lady is here. She has joined us today. Ms. Shaista, I'm very glad to have you with us today on board. The ground is yours, and I'm very sure my participants, PPDCI attendees, and trainees are going to enjoy the learning process. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Hina Kafil. It's a great pleasure. And thank you so much for such a wonderful introduction. So, ladies and gentlemen, as Ms. Hina Kafil has already sung quite praises for me, before any further ado, we will start our today's presentation. And I will definitely tell you a little about S.M.I.L.E. as well. S.M.I.L.E. is actually my heart's calling. S.M.I.L.E. is Safia and Miraj Institute of Life Education. Safia is my mother's name, Miraj is my father's name. Safia means the purity, and Miraj means the ascension. So whenever you do anything with purity of heart and the truthfulness with yourself and with everybody around you, then there is only ascension. You cannot fall down and nothing can fall apart. So it's an institution where we do different sessions for the life education, and it's basically a legacy of excellence and with the name of my parents. So that becomes S.M.I.L.E. Okay, now I will be sharing the screen and we'll start today's session. I hope I'm audible to everyone.
Yes, we can hear you, Ms. Shaista. Your screen is also visible. You just will have to switch to presenter view, I guess, or maybe you will have to present it.
Just a moment.
Sure, please. All right, so trainees, I would like every one of you to keep a notepad with you. That's something which is essential part. because the learning takes place here is something which is not usually happening everywhere. And I would like you all to ensure that you take the notes for your future reference, because the sole aim is to transfer this complete knowledge to the classrooms. When you turn off your devices today, we would like you to take a lot of learning from the screens and then transmit this learning from screen to the classroom. This journey is going to make a lot of changes in the world as we aim to make this world a better place. And in every session, nearly in every session, I quoted that PPDCI aims to see the heralds of future in 2040 running the world in a much better way than we are doing today. In case if we want to see world as a better place, we need to work right away today. We need to make these students who sit right in front of us in the classrooms better human being, sympathetic, empathetic human being who can help the society and who can help sustaining the society completely. And together we stand stand tall and we stand higher. That is the goal and that is the aim, and that's only possible when we learn something and then we transfer that learning to the students. Then it's going to make the real difference. So my very strong request to make sure it happens. Second request, which I would extend right at the beginning, we'll be sharing the link of our YouTube channel. And I would like every one of you to subscribe that, because we have started it just now only for your assistance and for facilitating you. For that matter, please ensure that you like and subscribe it. This free learning which is happening for you, it's not happening usually for everybody. So if PPDCI facilitate you in return, go just thumbs up and subscribe the channel. That's it. So Ms. Shaista, all good to go?
Yes, Ms. Hina.
Perfect.
All right. So I hope my screen is visible to everyone. And today's topic might seem a little dreary to you, that multiple intelligences and varying learning styles, but it is very, very interesting. I'll just take you to a different world today. So first of all, I want to ask, rather I would share, that how we see world so differently. The world is beautiful because we are all different. We have a different perspective to see the world. Some of us see it in a very logical way. Some of us see it in a very philosophical way. And that turns into becoming us the scientists, writers, entrepreneurs, and whatnot. So all these people around us who are actually making this world beautiful is because we are all different, and that is our uniqueness. I was just reading something and I would like to share that with you, that all of us are aware of the 7 wonders of the world. But you know what are the real 7 wonders of the world? That is to touch, to taste, to see, to hear, to feel, to laugh, and to love. And the beauty of the world around us is the result of multiple intelligences and how we respond to the ideas around using our wonders of mental and physical faculties. So that was just an introduction. Multiple intelligences, anything that is worth teaching, can be presented in many different ways. These multiple ways can make use of our multiple intelligence. And that was said by Howard Gardner. And today we are going to touch upon the theory of Howard Gardner. So first of all, I would like to know that what exactly is intelligence? What is intelligence? We all are aware of it, and we have a very contemporary idea of the intelligence. Intelligence is the way of thinking, intelligence is the way of reasoning, intelligence is the way of problem solving. And we have that concept that all the people in the world who can solve the mathematical equations, make something new, they are intelligent people. But as I said before, that all the people in this world, they are unique, they are different, and we all have multiple intelligences which make us different. So first of all, we need to understand what intelligence is. I want you to walk through to a different world where intelligence not only mean to be able to solve some big problems. I do not want you to just keep your perspective that the person who is intelligent is the one who can retain information, whose memory is good. No, it's not like that. Today, we are going to explore a different thing, different world, that how people are different. So what is intelligence? It's as we all know, it's a cognitive ability. Cognitive means thinking ability. Thinking ability for reasoning, problem solving, learning, and then to integrating, to analyzing, to synthesizing. All the people who are aware of the Bloom's taxonomy also, that also takes us from one step to higher up to the synthesis stage and analytical stages as well. Okay, so that is what intelligence is. That is the normal way of perceiving what intelligence is. But how we all are different and how things are different around us today, that is what we are going to explore. Let's move on to the next slide and see over here that how many kinds of multiple intelligences are there. Howard Gardner actually came up with some 9 intelligences. Actually, there were 8, but the 9th one was added, thankfully, because that is very close to my heart. So let's go one by one to all of them. Verbal-Linguistic Intelligence. I am saying it because I might be having some people who are auditory learners. And I am sharing the screen because I might be having people who are the visual learners. Okay, so I'm using my hands and my voice, all these things also, keeping in mind that there might be some kinesthetic learners as well over here. I might be using some big words right now, but everything will be crystal clear and transparent in a very short while. Okay, so let's move on to the first one is the Verbal-Linguistic Intelligence, Logical Mathematical Intelligence, Spatial-Visual Intelligence. Just keep focusing on the words themselves. You will understand. They will unfold everything in front of you. Bodily kinesthetic intelligence, musical intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, intrapersonal intelligence, naturalistic intelligence, and existential intelligence. You know, there is a theory these days that your interpersonal skills and your soft skills have more value than your hard skills, because hard skills can be taught and are being taught since the day one, but the soft skills are to be chiseled every day. How can we chisel them? Because we are all unique piece of nature. But how we chisel ourselves to become the diamond, there comes the soft skills. How we present ourselves, how we talk, how we walk, how we dress up, how we interact with people, how we perceive different concepts and natures, our listening, everything is actually makes us unique. So today, now we are going to just brush upon a little bit because it's a vast topic, and I will leave you with a lot of questions later on, might be, or I will leave you at least with some research palette that after that you are going to research about it a little more to be better educators. So first of all, there's verbal-linguistic intelligence. People who are strong in linguistic verbal intelligence are able to use words well, both when writing and speaking. These individuals are typically very good at writing stories, even telling stories, memorizing information, and reading. Words, language, and writing are their strengths. They are often called as wordsmiths. Remember, written and spoken information enjoy reading and writing. They like to debate. They like to give persuasive speeches. They are able to explain things well. They are able to use humor when telling stories. So this is the intelligence which enables people to communicate through language. Now, you might say that everybody is a verbal linguistic intelligent. Yes, everybody is, because obviously we cannot communicate, we cannot put our message forward without communicating. But what makes us different, how we do that, how good we are in that, how can we improve ourselves in that makes us the verbal linguistic intelligent people. They are one of the most studied intelligences along with logical, mathematical intelligence, and is considered the universal intelligence, as I said, that everybody has it. But a few of us have it in a different way. We can talk in a day-to-day talking, that's very easy. But when it comes to the public speaking, when it comes to since I am right now interacting with all the educators and teachers, so they don't have any problem. They can stand in front of students, like 100 students, and they can talk. But if you just see generally, a lot of people around us, they find it very difficult how to communicate and use appropriate words to move forward with their communication, which is effective as well as that is meaningful. So verbal linguistic intelligence handles the production of language, including poetry, metaphors, similes, grammar, literature, tongue twisters, and abstract reasoning. It is important to know that verbal linguistic intelligence is not synonymous with bilingualism. Now, what is bilingualism? Like some of the people, they just mix it with that, okay, one person who can speak 2 languages, 3 languages, 4 languages is actually the verbal linguistic intelligence. One of the qualities is that the person who is verbal linguistic intelligent may be able to learn another language easily and quickly than the other person, but the person who knows more languages is not verbal linguistic intelligent person. It can influence how easy a person can learn new languages, as I said. Now, this is the entire kind of intelligence we all are aware of it. We know it. That is logical mathematical intelligence. So if I ask you, what is that? Yes, definitely it is the intelligence in which somebody is strong in logical mathematical intelligence. They are good at reasoning, recognizing patterns, and logically analyzing problems. These individuals tend to think conceptually about numbers, relationships, and patterns. They analyze problems and mathematical operations, and they have excellent problem-solving skills. They enjoy thinking about abstract ideas as well, like conducting scientific experiments, and they can solve complex computations. Now, people around us who are the mathematicians, the accountants, and there are so many other fields here, even the programmers. These are the people who have the logical mathematical intelligence. They can see the bigger spectrum when it comes to the words and when it comes to the equations or mathematicals word. They are good at reasoning and analytical skills as well. So this is called logical mathematical intelligence. And why? Sorry to cut you here, but why are we discussing all these intelligence? Let me just make a context for it. I am sure that all of us are educators, all of us are linked with some kind of education. There are coordinators here, there are teachers here, there are principals here. So we are studying or learning it together about the intelligences because every day we are making the difference in the lives of the students. And all students are different, all students are unique. There is no student with any kind of, you can say, problem where the person cannot be able to learn anything, or there is no any way in which the person cannot be taught. So we just need to identify in the classroom the way our students are. The bunch of students, they have their own mindset, they have their own level of intelligence, they have their own way of seeing things around them. So as educators, we need to see what kind of people they are. Now, let's see the next one. Right. Spatial-Visual Intelligence. What is the meaning of spatial? Spatial is anything related to occupying space. And visual intelligence, visual is related to seeing, to view, okay? So spatial-visual style or visual spatial intelligence refers to a person's ability to perceive, analyze, and understand visual information in the world around them. Essentially, they can picture concepts with their mind's eye. Okay, so if there is a situation, even if it's a birthday party, okay, you've just got an invitation for a birthday party. I'm sorry. So you will see the card, and by that card, you will actually reach there in that place, and you can visually see with your intelligence what's going to happen, how that party will look like, what kind of people will attend the party, because they can see the picture, they can make the picture in their mind and they can see the future. They can build up the stories. So spatial visual intelligent people are the ones who actually observe the nature outside, and they are the one who are the good observants, which make them curious as well. And when they are curious and inquisitive, they then discover and create a lot of things in the world. They are whole picture thinkers who grasp a concept all at once and see the whole before acknowledging the details. They have vivid imaginations and are often good at coming up with unusual or unexpected ways to solve problems. They learn more easily when presented with visual rather than auditory information. There are people, we just tell them the stories and they are good at it, but there are people who need to be shown the films. So these are those kind of people. They have to see the complete film, complete picture, the documentary, and maybe just a picture, the visual thing to start their learning schemata. Okay, now I've used the word learning schemata. What is learning schemata? Learning schemata is scheming the learning process in your mind. So in order to trigger the learning schemata in the students, we first need to identify their kind of intelligence, what school of thought they have. And that starts from the very beginning. Even when the child is very young, you can still see that the child loves to handle things, wants to see things, wants to talk about things. So that is very clear. Only the person who is logically intelligent is not an intelligent person. Other people are also intelligent. So now comes the bodily kinesthetic intelligence. As the picture shows, as the word shows, I have used the word bodily over here. So kinesthetic. What is the meaning of kinetic? All those people who have done physics, something in physics, they know what is kinetic. Kinetic is related to the movement, and aesthetic is something which is appealing. So kinesthetic, when blends together, it makes the form of intelligence where you learn things by doing, by moving, by using your hands, your body. So bodily intelligence, kinesthetic, is the capacity to manipulate objects and use a variety of physical skills. Those who have high bodily kinesthetic intelligence are said to be good at body movement, performing actions and physical control. They can be very good athletes, sports people, they could be dancers. They are strong in this area and they tend to have excellent hand-eye coordination and dexterity. Dexterity means like they are skillful in this. They are skilled at dancing and sports. They enjoy creating things with their hands and they have excellent physical coordination. When we will learn about the learning styles as well, we will see there are kinesthetic learners also. So the people who are bodily kinesthetic intelligent, they are the people who learn or remember things by doing rather than by hearing or by seeing. Okay, so then comes the musical intelligence. There has been quite a controversy between a lot of researchers and they say, what kind of intelligence is this? But actually, musical intelligence is very important. As I said, that everything originates from the nature. And there are so many sounds in the nature. The sound of the sea, the sound of the birds, the sound of the tree, there are so many sounds from there. This intelligence has emerged. So the people who are actually able to find the meaning out of the sounds are the one who are musically intelligent. Why do we have in lower grades specifically? Why do we have a lot of rhymes and poems in the class? Because we know that the kids can learn better. The very first poem I remember, which we teach to our youngsters, very small children at the age of 3 or 4, is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So everybody knows about it. That is musical. What we are trying to do, we are actually imparting the information by using musical. So there are some people who are very good at it. And if there is meaningful music, they can understand and retain the information in a better way. So people who have strong musical intelligence are good at thinking in patterns, rhythms, and sounds. They have a strong appreciation for music and are often good at musical composition and performance. They enjoy singing and playing musical instruments. They recognize musical patterns and tones easily. They remember songs and melodies. They have a rich understanding of musical structure, rhythm, and notes. So, it's something amazing, actually. It's incredible how, because we think that it is only and only related to music, but there are so many people who are so organized. They think in notes, they think in rhythms, they think in patterns, and they produce a melody of something which is very understandable and which touches the hearts. So if you see around you, you will see a lot of people whose work is actually the art of music. And when you see that, you quickly just grab the idea how everything is so synchronized and so beautifully tuned that you are happy to discover more or explore more. So next comes interpersonal intelligence. You all must have heard about interpersonal intelligence. Interpersonal intelligence is something we can talk about a lot, because this is something which makes us us. That's the picture of us to the world. We have a lot of things inside us. We have which we probably do not disclose to everyone, but there is a face of us which is clear to the world, and that is only and only shown through our interpersonal intelligence. And interpersonal skill is one of the demanding skills in all the professions these days. So what kind of individuals are interpersonally intelligent? So they are skilled at assessing the emotions, motivations, desires, and intentions of those around them. Now, interpersonal skills, many of us just perceive it wrong, and we say that interpersonal is something how you talk, how you make connections and all. No, it's not just like that. It's also how you feel about other people. So that's what I said, that we can talk a lot about this topic, because empathy, compassion, emotional intelligence. The other day in PPDCI, there was a workshop that was about different questions as well. So all those questions come under the umbrella of interpersonal intelligence. The person who is interpersonally intelligent is the one who is skilled at assessing the emotions, desires, motivations, intentions of those around them. They communicate very well verbally, and they are skilled at non-verbal communication as well. Right now, I'm speaking to you, but I have a different view as well. Even if I do not talk, I do not say a word, and I just sit over here. So I would be presenting some aura of mine through which you can perceive what kind of person I am. If I am very serious and I am not responding to anybody, or I'm not even smiling, so you will perceive what kind of personality I could be, not easy to interact with. But if I am the one who is welcoming, and I understand what other people think, and I am able to be in somebody's shoes, then I have good interpersonal skills. So that is my non-verbal communications. Non-verbal communication comes before the verbal communication. The person just enters, and the charisma, the aura that enters with that person, that how you behave, how you sit, how you stand, how you talk, how you dress up, that's all interpersonal skills and non-verbal communication. Once you start talking, that is your verbal communication. Then they are also able to see situations from different perspectives. They create positive relationships with others, and they resolve conflicts in group settings. A person who is not good at interpersonal skills, okay, so first, just divide the word interpersonal. Personal is something exclusive to me. Inter is something which connects me to the different worlds. Now this is very clear. So interpersonal, that I can go beyond my personal limitations to make relationships with others. So here it's not about taking only, it's the two-way road, it's giving as well. Okay, so people with strong interpersonal intelligence have an aptitude for effectively interacting and dealing with others. Right. Okay, this is very, very interesting. Intrapersonal intelligence. Now, guys, see, we just discussed interpersonal. And as I said, if you split the word interpersonal, so personal, if it is interpersonal, so it is beyond just personal. Intrapersonal, inside your personal capacity, inside yourself. You might have experienced a lot of people who don't even know where are they coming from, what are they saying. They are not clear in whatever they want to do in their lives because they haven't explored themselves from within. So intrapersonal intelligence is a skill where you are able to see from within who you are, what you want to do, what are your weaknesses, what are your strengths. These kind of people are the ones who actually, when they know themselves, they can know the world as well. So the people who are strong in intrapersonal intelligence are good at being aware of their own emotional states, feelings, and motivations. They tend to enjoy self-reflection and analysis, including daydreaming, exploring relationships with others, and assessing their personal strengths. They are mostly in introspection. You must have heard the word of meditation, introspection, and now the world is talking a lot about this. So believe me, I have this personal experience. Intrapersonal intelligence is something, if you have it, you are the lucky person. If you do not have it, it is not something which cannot be developed. You can develop it by just giving yourself 5 minutes, 10 minutes every day, sit down, talk to yourself. And talk to yourself in a way that you are able to not only see your strengths, you're also able to unfold your weaknesses and how to improve it and make it better. Introspection, see inside yourself. What do you feel? How do you feel? If you know yourself better, only then you are able to make a difference in the world around you, whether you are working or you are not working. So introspection and self-reflection, they analyze their strengths and weaknesses well. They enjoy analyzing theories and ideas. They have excellent self-awareness and they understand the basis for his or her own motivations. So what kind of people do you think they are intrapersonal? So people around us, just to see, writers could be intrapersonal, philosophers. Then there are the people who write theories, then there are scientists as well. So self-reflection and self-awareness gives birth to poets, writers, thinkers, strategical thinkers. So this is all about intrapersonal intelligence. Naturalistic intelligence, how all these things are so closely knit and closely woven together. Because if you remove just one part, the other one feels incomplete. So that is the beauty of this whole theory of multiple intelligences. Have you seen how we have started and we are unfolding it chronologically? So all these things are so interlinked with each other. Like, for example, we talked about interpersonal, we talked about intrapersonal, and now we are talking about naturalistic intelligence. As the word shows, what is naturalistic intelligence? It is definitely related to nature. So when it is related to nature, it will make use of all your intelligences. It will make use of, because nature is the basis of everything. So it will make use of all your intelligences. So naturalistic are, but here they have segregated in a way that the people who have a naturalistic eye to see things. Like if I see a tree, I might see a tree in a very shallow view. I see it, oh, okay, this is a tall tree. But a naturalistic person will see it at a different perspective. How many years have passed? What kind of tree is this? What kind of fruit it will bear? So their eye is a different eye. Naturalistic is the most recent addition to Gardner's theory and has been met with more resistance than his original 7 intelligences. According to Gardner, individuals who are high in this type of intelligence are more in tune with nature and are often interested in nurturing, exploring the environment, and learning about other species. These individuals are said to be highly aware of even subtle changes to their environments. Okay, so even you might have seen, like when you go to a walkway or anywhere, there are so many people who interact very well with the animals, who interact very well with the trees. I have a tree friend as well. And I really love to talk to that tree because every day I can see the changes in there, how many more leaves it has grown or leaves are falling now. So you can build a relationship with them. This is a very philosophical view of naturalistic intelligence, but if you just go to the concrete or substantial one, so these are the people who become the people who can differentiate between different species of animals. They can be animal doctors, or they could be the plants analyst as well. They could be botanist. So these are the very valuable people around us. So we have to see who they are, how they perceive the nature, and how they are making the difference in a classroom. So that is called the naturalistic intelligence. Okay, this one, as I told you, that it's existential intelligence. So what is the meaning of existence? Existence is the meaning of that we are alive, we are living, who we are. So this is a very, this question is very famous these days, and a lot of people and a lot of philosophers are talking about it. Who am I? Have you ever come to know who you are? And believe me, that people, they spend their lives to know themselves. Those who are weak in their intrapersonal skills, they literally take their whole lives to know themselves, who they are. So existential intelligence is not only to knowing yourself, but also knowing that why everything else is existing in this world. So that is kind of building the relationship with everything. As we all know, that everything in this world has a purpose. So how that purpose is serving my purpose of existence is actually the existential intelligence. So this is the 9th type of intelligence, and it is suggested as an addition to Gardner's original theory. He described existential intelligence is an ability to delve into deeper questions about life and existence. People with this type of intelligence contemplate the big questions about topics such as the meaning of life and how actions can serve larger goals. They have a long-term outlook. They consider how current actions influence future outcomes. Their interest in questions about the meaning of life and death, their strong interest and concern for others, the ability to see situations from an outside perspective. And they know it very well that nothing in this world is trivial, nothing in this world is meaningless. Everything has a purpose and everything exists for a purpose. So when they develop this kind of intelligence in them, only then they are able to develop all other kind of intelligences as well. So existential intelligence, I would like all of you to research more about it and read about it, what it is, and you will feel that this is amazing. We have somewhat all kind of intelligences because our circumstances teaches us. Since the day we are born, we are observing, we are interacting with a lot of people and having a lot of experiences, which are actually in a way or the other teaching us or making inside us this all kind of intelligences. But this is something I would like you to research more. Okay, I would like to share this with you. Now, since you all have come to know the kind of intelligences, and I'm going to relate it with your students in the classroom and all those who are joining, who are in the management, the coordinators and the principals and any other who is in the management as well. I would like them to, when they are dealing with their staff, they also need to think that everybody is different, everybody is unique, everybody has different way of learning, everybody has different way of perceiving, everybody is a unique piece of nature, and all of us are actually making this world a beautiful place. I would like to share this poem, and this is a very interesting poem. I am but a reflection of thoughts and experiences combined, a tapestry of memories woven into a single mind. I'm the laughter and the tears, the triumphs and the fears, the hopes and dreams that I hold dear, and the secrets I keep near. I'm the son of my past, of every joy and every pain, the choices I have made at last, and the lesson learned in vain. I'm a work in progress, ever changing, ever growing, a mystery in the making, a story that is forever flowing. I'm the thoughts that fill my head, the passion burn in my heart, the voice that speaks what must be said, and the fire that sets me apart. So who am I? Who am I? You might ask, a soul still searching for its name, a journey that will always last, with possibilities as vast as the sky and the ocean combined. But one thing is for certain, I'm unique, I'm me, a composition of all that has happened and the person I choose to be. This was just a small excerpt I want to share, and I want you to relate it with your existence, and I want you to relate it with all existing around you. As an educator, as a professional, even the people who are at home, they are making a lot of difference in the life. As I said, the S.M.I.L.E, the legacy of excellence, my parents, my mother never worked, but the legacy she has left behind is something where definitely she must have felt around her and must have seen inside herself and how everything is related together. So as I said, this topic is vast and this topic is very interesting, but we cannot recapitulate in this short time. But I hope I'm leaving you with thoughts, and I'm leaving you with something where you will research further and you will find out. And whenever you are going to the classroom and seeing your students, you will definitely see in their eyes what they want to see. Not all the people who are scoring 100% in their math exam is the intelligent one, or the one, I know I'm running short of time, but I just want to share one more thing with you. And that is that recently I just come across one worksheet from one of the schools, and they said that you are supposed to write a letter to somebody, to your uncle, asking that you have stood first in the classroom and now you are asking for a gift. So I thought about it, that not all the students who are first in the class, and there is just one student who is first in the class, but there are students who are actually working hard and they're performing better. So the topic, rather than that the person who stood first should be able to ask something from the uncle or aunt or mother or father, is a wrong concept, because he might be good in something else. We had some learning styles as well, but I think you should relate them yourself and see. I'm already running short of time, and I can see the expressions of Ms. Henna as well. So I think I'll end it over here. If there are any questions, you may ask. Thank you so much.
It's a big wow, Ms. Shaista. We all are amazed the way you have presented. Your temperament, your delivery is really appreciated here in the chat room. People are overwhelmed with the content you have shared with them. And the way you delivered is really something which is outshining completely. So being the acceptance of my warmest of appreciation for being so nifty and for being so on the dot. Thank you very much for being here and for sparing time for PPDCI trainees. I cannot see any questions in the chat room, but what all I can find is the appreciation and the feedback, and I would like you to go through the chat room at your own and enjoy the responses we are receiving from the participants.
Okay, I think, yeah, thank you so much, ma'am, Shaista, for this informative lecture and all. Uh, okay.
All right.
Well, I'm really humbled and I'm really happy to see all this thing. And I hope that this has definitely made a difference in your life. You can relate all this information. At least I must have left you with some thoughts, some food for thoughts, and you can research more about it because this is a vast topic and we are the only one who can make the difference in the world around us.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
thank you so much for these wonderful words of appreciation for me. I'm just a normal person, but alhamdulillah, thanks a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Shaista. Let's close this topic of multiple intelligences with the last idea that Howard Gardner's this theory itself has a lot of critique. And I would like you people to go through researching M.I. along with its critique so that you may know very well the practical implementation and applications as well. Thank you very much, Ms. Shaista. Now let's move on further. And our second presenter is an educationist, rather a seasoned educationist. The second presenter is Mr. Bilal Khan. He is the teacher trainer, member of International Chamber of Language Teachers of Mexico. He is PPDCI manager, vice principal at a very renowned private school, and he is going to cover building teacher-learner relationship. Before I give ground to him, I am going to reshare that I always say, as a teacher, if you home in the hearts of learners, you can, change their lives. Rather, you can transform them completely. It is only possible when teacher and learner have a very strong heart-to-heart relationship. So Mr. Bilal is going to cover this area today. And let's explore with him how it's going to happen and how we can make it possible in this era when people are ego gratifiers and they are very arrogant as well at the same time. So over to you, Mr. Bilal. I'm sure the journey is going to be learning oriented for everybody.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Very good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to all of you, wherever you are in any zone. Well, I would do like to pay a very formal thanks to Ma'am Hina for giving me this chance to present my ideas and thoughts about the topic which I'm going to discuss today. And literally being a part of PPDCI, I'm feeling very privileged and prestigious that I've got that chance that I can talk with you and I can share what basically we really want to make our audience and people aware for. So but here I also would like to add up one more thing that I keep attending the such kind of things with different of the platform, but let me mention that PPDCI is one of the platform which itself has created a kind of a corners in people's heart. And this is the second boot camp, and many of the people and attendees I can find who were there last time as well, and still they are here. And this is just because of because that's PPDCI is one of the very safe and kind of a very homely environment we can find over here. And for that all, I would say that the credit goes to the most respectful Ma'am Hina, who herself has created a kind of relation with her audience and the attendees. And I would say that that relation which she has created is very much important. And I further will take this relation that when you create a kind of relation, when you create a kind of space in people's heart, so things become very easy. Things become very easy to convey, and what you basically want make your listeners to aware for, it becomes so easy. But I believe like more than 40% your work is done if you have a space, if you have a soft corner in your listener's heart. Well, so let me share my screen.
Meanwhile, Mr. Bilal is sharing the screen. Let me announce once again that we have already shared the YouTube channel link here in the chat room. In case if you need the playback or the recordings of all the sessions which are done in Bootcamp, you can go through subscribing the channel and support PPDCI, because in return, with all these services in return, what we expect from you is only a thumbs up on the channel. Secondly, we'll be sharing the link of attendance by 9:45 or maybe a bit earlier than that. So don't worry about it that attendance link is not being shared. I would suggest everyone to focus on the learning which is taking place, and attendance is a secondary matter which we're going to take in a while. Don't worry about that. All set, Bilal?
Yes.
Perfect.
Well, meanwhile, I was just thinking about one of the quote which is said by Charity Stefan, and she said that teaching is not about the management of learners. Teaching is about building relationship with learners, which I just was talking about the PPDCI and about Ma'am Hina. So this is something which is very much important. And for this learning process, with this teaching and learning process, what is very much important, because this in this teaching and learning process, telling is not teaching, which is not enough, and listening and watching is not learning. Learning is to relate yourself with whatever is going on in your surrounding. Learning is to be with that, to be a part of whatever is going on, to feel, to like, to be there in that phenomena. So, for that, which is very much important, to create a kind of a culture of learning, and that for creating a kind of that culture of learning, what we need to do, we need to build up a student teachers relationship. And building a student teachers relationship, it is very much important to understand its concept. What do we basically want to say over here? What is that which is specifically required? We as a teacher, we as a student, because see, it is something which is from the both side, where a teacher performs, I would say that more than 70, as per the research and the expertise say, that 70 to 80% role is there which teacher plays, and the rest of the role is played by the learner. So here I would like to make you all aware about what basically we are going to learn today. That's about which are our goals: to build up teachers and learners relationship, which is something, as I've discussed, very important, and the importance of teachers and students positive relationship. See, here we are talking about the students and teachers positive relationship, which is very much required to have in this teaching and learning process. The strategies to build up the positive teachers and learners relationship. And we also will discuss about the principles of building relationship, which are the possible, which may be the possible techniques and something like that. But before moving towards the next, I would like to ask, see, we God has created us as a mankind, and we as mankind, one of the most precious creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we as mankind are one of the superior creation of God. So he has created us and given us the different tribes, families, cultures, societies, and we have been given the different names, tags. We are playing the different roles, like somewhere we are teacher, we are the facilitator, we are the father, mother, sister, brother, husband, wife. We are playing different of the roles as per our profession. We are somewhere doctor, engineer. What I'm gonna ask a question from you people, that please write in a chat box. What do you think, as an individual, you're playing different roles in your life on daily basis? What is that one role you feel is the best, and why? I would like you to please write down in the chat box. I do want to go through that, and then we further move on. I repeat what I basically want, that what is that specific role you feel that you are best in. Maybe that's the father, maybe that's the teacher, maybe that's something else, whatsoever you want. And why? Why you feel like you are the best as a teacher, and why? If you feel like you're a best father or a mother, then why? So this is what I want basically. Father and teacher. Raja Haris is saying, all right, father and teacher, but you haven't mentioned, Mr. Raja Haris, that why you are saying that as a father. Reason you haven't mentioned. Okay. Well, nobody else is giving an answer. The question is not as difficult. Okay. I think to help and facilitate someone is the noblest teaching is not limited to classroom, but you can teach every other person around you. Mayam Khan. Okay. Well, uh, here what basically I want, I move further. Here's the picture, and you can see what comes in your mind. Now I relate that question, what I asked, that see, we are playing the different roles, and in each role, we are having the different connections, the people we have around us. Somewhere, some people like us, some people dislike us. Somewhere we like somebody, somewhere we dislike somebody. So these are the different expressions of life. And wherever we are liked or we like, we should just dig out what is the reason behind that. And the reason behind that is only one. And what is that one thing? That's the strong relation. See, in this picture, you can see a teacher is standing and a boy student is there. What sort of relationship you can find over here? Let me see if somebody has shared in the chat box. Dominating teacher, very nice. Yes, Miss Irambatul, you are very much right. She's scolding her student. Yes. Yes, Miss Nihal Fatma. All right. Yes, you're very much right that the teacher is very dominating and the student is being rebuked. See, in every classroom, there are basically three shades. The one where the teacher is dominating, teacher is leading, and teacher-centered based class is going on. And the next we see, here is another shade. This is another shade of the classroom where you may find a teacher is not dominating. Here the students are dominating. Here the teacher is completely surrendered. A teacher might be could not control the class and whatsoever the student want. But again, there's a kind of a conflict. There's no